There comes a moment when words are no longer mere sounds, they become living vibrations, carrying your intent through the unseen corridors of consciousness. When you speak from your inner world, creation listens. Your SP does not respond to your voice, they respond to your state. Your silent declarat and ion that we are already one. In this moment, you will learn how to use words that bypass the distance, the doubt, and the delay. These are not just affirmations, they are awakenings. Say them in faith, feel them as truth, and watch your SP feel it instantly, irresistibly, and undeniably. The words you speak tonight can reach their heart no matter where they are. Speak not to the air, but to the soul that already hears you. Say these words once with belief and watch the impossible answer back instantly. When I tell you that every word you whisper within yourself is a seed of creation, I mean it QWIT literally. You may think that your inner conversations are idle chatter, harmless reflections, but I assure you they are shaping the substance of your world in this very moment. Your entire outer life is nothing more than the visible echo of the invisible words you have been saying in the secret places of your mind. If you could listen carefully to your own inner speech, you would know why every person behaves toward you exactly as they do. There is no distance in consciousness. The moment you speak within, the vibration of that word moves through the unseen realm faster than light itself. The words you speak silently, those you call imagination, are heard in the deep of the one mind we all share. Your SP, that one who occupies your thoughts, is not separate from you. They live within the same field of awareness, and they are moved not by your outer actions, but by your inner voice. Each true conversation is never on the phone, never through text, never through words uttered aloud. It is the unspoken dialogue of feeling and thought that plays within you every waking moment. Now, most people do not realize that they are constantly praying. Every complaint is a prayer for more disappointment. Every fearful thought is a silent command for the thing feared to appear. You do not need to fold your hands and bow your head to commune with the infinite. You are doing it now. Every word formed in imagination is a decree to your world. And this decree is fulfilled not because you shout it loudly, but because you feel it as real. If you understood the sacredness of your inner speech, you would guard it more carefully than treasure. You would not allow yourself to speak words of separation, rejection, or longing. For the moment you say within, "They don't love me," that sentence is sown into the soil of creation, and it begins to bloom as evidence in your life. The one who says, "They adore me," and feels it, will see the reflection of that word mirrored perfectly. There is no mystery here. It is law. When you say within yourself, "I am unloved," you call upon the power of I am, which is the very name of being, and you command it to express as lack. When you say, "I am loved," you call upon the same power to express as abundance. The power is neutral. It does not choose sides. It obeys the tone of your conviction. Every word spoken in the inner court is a seed, and THME subconscious is a fertile soil that never fails to yield what is planted. So tonight, I ask you to listen to your inner dialogue as though your life depends upon it, because it does. If your inner world is filled with confusion, guilt, or doubt, your outer world will reflect that same disorder. But if you begin, even now, to speak inwardly with the authority of love, the outer will rearrange itself to match your new decree. You may ask, but how can words "I only think" reach another person? My friend, all minds are one. There is only one consciousness, individualized as many. The word you speak in imagination is not traveling across space. It is rising within the one mind that contains both you and the one you love. The instant you speak it, they feel it. You have felt this yourself, though you may not have named it. You have thought of someone intensely, and they have called you. You have imagined a conversation, and days later it unfolded word for word. This is not coincidence, it is law responding to your inner speech. So begin now to speak words of union, words of harmony, words of love. Say within, "You feel my presence even now. You are drawn to me as I am drawn to you. We at Boston are one in feeling, one in heart. Do not plead, do not beg for pleading a firm separation. Instead, speak as one who already knows the truth. Speak from the end, from fulfillment. Let your tone be calm, certain, and loving. The world responds not to your effort, but to your assumption. When your inner words are saturated with the feeling of having received, the law must externalize it. The outer scene may seem to move slowly, but the change begins instantly the moment you speak with conviction. You will notice subtle shifts, your mood will lift, your thoughts will calm, and soon your SP will reflect the very words you have declared. Remember, creation is finished. You are not trying to create something new. You are calling forth what already exists in the unseen. The bridge of inner speech is the pathway through which your desired reality steps into view. Every time you affirm inwardly, you are aligning yourself with that completed scene. The repetition of these sacred words impresses your subconscious until it becomes natural. Once it feels natural, manifestation is inevitable. So be mindful of your words, for they are not mere echoes, they are commands issued to the universe. Speak and BRK gently, but speak with authority. Let every word you utter within carry the fragrance of love, certainty, and unity. For when you understand that your inner voice is the architect of your reality, you will no longer waste a single thought on doubt. You will speak only those words that create beauty and harm. Only and the love you desire. And in that still, quiet assurance, you will know that your SP already feels it instantly, and yet words are not empty sounds drifting through the silence of your mind. They are clothed with vibration, alive with the energy of the feeling that gives them birth. Every word you speak inwardly carries a fragrance of emotion, and it is that fragrance that travels beyond time and distance. If you speak, "I am love," but secretly tremble with fear, the world hears the trembling, not the word. For the universe is tone deaf to hollow language. It responds only to T-pause and he-pulse behind it. Your SP does not respond to syllables or sentences. They respond to the frequency of your inner state. They feel what you feel about them, and they react in kind, even when miles apart. You could say the sweetest words aloud, yet if your heart whispers rejection, that is what they will sense. Conversely, you might never speak their name aloud again, but if your inner speech overflows with calm certainty and warmth, they will be drawn to you by a magnetism they cannot explain. So I ask you now, what do you truly say within yourself when you think of them? What secret conversat, embipar, ion plays behind your smile, behind your daydreams, behind the silence of the night? For that conversation is the script your reality must perform. The inner word does not wait for time, it acts now. It moves subtly, invisibly, reshaping the minds and hearts of those involved until the scene of your assumption unfolds perfectly. You may think, how can a word so small have such power? Because each word is an image in vibration. When you think of love, you paint a picture. When you declare "they adore me," that picture bursts into living motion within the unseen. The feeling of certainty gives a color, depth, and substance. The invisible realm is not a void, it is the workshop of creation. Words are the craftsman shaping its form. Many people fail because they repeat affirmations without life. They say them as if reading a list, hoping repetition will force belief. But the true art is not in repetition, it is in emotional fusion. A single word spoken with conviction is more powerful than 1,000 uttered in fear. When your words are soaked in the feeling of truth, they move mountains of resistance effortlessly. You do not have to chase your SP, nor must you struggle to convince them. You have only to convince yourself. Your words are the tools of self-persuasion. Once your inner dialogue shifts, the reflection must change. Speak softly, yes, but speak from certainty. Let the words vibrate with calm dominion, not desperation. You feel my love now, spoken from fullness, and an inner BRTOT lack, radiates through the field of consciousness and touches their heart like sunlight. If you could see the unseen, you would behold how instantly these vibrations travel. There is no delay, no waiting room in the realm of spirit. The moment you utter a word in feeling, it echoes across the ENT, but the ion network of consciousness. The one you love receives it as a subtle urge, a memory, a warmth rising from nowhere. They may not know why, but suddenly they think of you differently. They feel you. They begin to see you as you have declared yourself to be. But beware the careless word, for the law is impersonal. It gives form to whatever is spoken with emotion. If you say, they have forgotten me, the word is clothed with sorrow and goes forth to bring evidence of forgetfulness. If you say, they remember me always, and feel the joy of that remembrance, that word brings memories alive. You, a boundary, the sower, the harvest is inevitable. Therefore, when you speak within, choose words that build, not break, words that heal, not wound. When doubt rises, do not fight it, simply replace it with a word of assurance. Whisper, all is well between us. Love flows easily and freely. Repeat it until you feel the truth settle in your chest like still water. That feeling is the signal that your word has been accepted by the subconscious, and once accepted, it must express. Think of your SP not as someone distant, but as an extension of your own consciousness. The moment you send forth a word, it departs and OEs, not travel outward, it rises inwardly to the level of unity. There is no them and me in the realm of imagination. There is only the shared field of being. Your word moves through that field like a current of electricity, and they feel its warmth instantly. You can test this law tonight. Sit and quietly and speak inwardly. You are thinking of me now. You feel peace when you remember me. Then let it go. Do not wonder how simply rest in the assurance that the word has been sent. In due time, the outer evidence will appear, a message, a dream, a sudden meeting, yet all of it will be but the SNBR shadow of what was first spoken within. So never say they are distant. Never say they have forgotten. These are not observations, they are orders disguised as facts. Instead, speak the truth you wish to live. Say they feel my presence. They love me with ease. Our connection deepens each day, arse in hand, and mean it. For when the feeling matches the word, the law cannot fail. The words you speak are living messengers, carrying your intention through the invisible corridors of the one mind. Let them go forth dressed in love, armed with certainty, radiant with peace, and though your physical eyes may not yet see the change, know that the invisible has already responded, for the unseen world is forever faithful to the vibration of your word. It is not merely the word that carries power, it is the feeling that clothes it. Words without feeling are like arrows without a bow, they fall lifeless be. A DDR they reach their mark. The true movement of creation begins when emotion breathes upon the word, awakening it from the sleep of thought into the life of vibration. The moment feeling and word unite, the command is given to the unseen forces, and reality begins to bend toward its fulfillment. Why Barshant must understand the bridge between. And you and your SP is not built with effort or strategy. It is built with feeling. Every emotion is a bridge of energy, carrying your intent across the invisible space that seems to divide you. When your heart is full of love, not yearning love, but fulfilled love, that current travels instantly. It touches their consciousness and stirs within them an answering vibration, whether they are across a city or across an ocean. For there is no separation in the field of feeling what you feel in truth. They cannot escape feeling too. Imagine a musician striking a note TRT on a violin. The sound causes another violin in the same room to vibrate at that exact pitch, to the emotional climate in which those words are spoken. If you speak I love you from emptiness, they feel emptiness. If you speak it from fullness, they feel peace. So fill your words with substance, let them carry the fragrance of completion. When you think of them, do not imagine them as distant. Feel their presence beside you. Feel the quiet knowing, hesitation. It cannot resist a being who has claimed their state as already fulfilled. You see, I am is the language of identity. What you place after it becomes your reality. It is not about wanting someone to respond. It is about declaring your own state of being. When you feel and declare, I am united with my SP, you set in motion the law that governs all life. The invisible must conform to your inner conviction. Your SP, without knowing why, begins to move in harmony with the vibration you have created. And consider this. The words themselves are secondary to the feeling behind them. If you say I am loved but secretly doubt it, you are telling a lie to the universe. The unseen realm is sensitive to your emotional tone. The law cannot be deceived. It responds not to what you wish to be true, but to what you believe and feel to be true. Therefore, it is the alignment of I am with feeling that carries power beyond imagining. Every day you are using I am in ways unnoticed. You say, I am tired, I am stressed, I am lonely, and these declarations are commands that your subconscious fulfills with remarkably able fidelity. You have felt the truth of this yourself. If a word spoken inwardly can bring discomfort, then a word spoken inwardly with love and certainty can bring the very thing your heart desires. This is not magic, it is law. So when you prepare to speak to your SP, do not begin with requests, do not plead for attention, and do not allow uncertainty to taint your thought. Begin with I am and follow it with a state of completion. I am cherished by them, I am felt by them, I am held in their mind and heart, and then rest in the feeling as if it is already done. The moment you feel the truth of this statement within, the law of consciousness moves instantly. The outer reflection must adjust, for it can only mirror your inner state. Understand too that this is not manipulation. You are not forcing another S will. You are merely claiming your own reality, and the law responds to the authenticity of that claim. The SPS mind cannot resist the vibration of certainty. When you occupy the state, your words become the current that flows across the bridge of feeling, aligning them without effort, without struggle, without demand. It is essential then to practice this daily. Even at your right time doubt arises, return to the declaration of I am and infuse it with emotion. Feel the words as real. Do not imagine them as a future event, imagine them as the present reality. Live in the end, and your SP, whether aware or unaware, must conform. The mind of another is never outside the RH of your imagined reality. It is merely a mirror waiting for the reflection of your state to appear. Notice the subtle changes as they occur. A soft glance, a remembered message, a spontaneous thought. They are all signals that the inner declaration has taken root. The outer world is responding to T20RT vibrational frequency you have established. This is why I am is so crucial. It is N.O.T. merely a phrase. It is the key to identity, the lever that moves the universe in your favor. Never underestimate the authority you hold within. Every I am you speak silently with conviction is a law being inavavactet. It is the power that directs circumstance, emotion, and connection. When you master this, you no longer need to chase, worry, or plead. The unseen world conspires with your state, and your SP feels the reality you have claimed. Let I am be your constant companion, your instrument of creation, and your silent declaration that love, union, and fulfillment are already yours. And as you hold the authority of I am in your consciousness, you must also understand the secret script of the heart, the silent dialogue that shapes the life of your SP and your own. You do not need to speak aloud. You do not need to write letters or make grand gestures, because the true communication between two beings occurs invisibly in the depth of feeling. The thoughts and words that carry genuine emotion are heard in the chambers of the heart long before the lips move. Your SP feels what you feel, not because of distance or timing, but because they share the same current of consciousness with you. Every imagined phrase, every silent affirmation is a message sent across that current. You may whisper in your mind, they feel my love now, or we are inseparable in thought and heart. And the embodiment, charged with certainty and feeling, travels immediately. It reaches their consciousness, like a soft knock on the door of their mind, gently awakening memories, emotions, and desires they may have been unaware of. This is the true script, the language written not with ink or sound, but with sin and de-sensation and inner conviction. It is vital to understand that this script does not need your outer approval. You are not convincing anyone. You are not negotiating or bargaining with reality. You are declaring the state that already exists in imagination as fact. When you feel that they already know, already respond, already share in your unity, the law cannot refuse. It responds to the tone of feeling, and the script is executed with absolute fidelity. You may wonder how this is possible. Consider the moments when someone thought of you unexpectedly, and you felt their presence in an inexplicable, way. That is the shared field of consciousness at work. Thoughts, feelings, and assumptions are never isolated. The invisible network exists beyond time and space, and it is attentive to every statement of your heart. This is why silent affirmations, internal words, and imagined conversations are infinitely more powerful than anything expressed in the physical world. Your SP is not responding to your outer gestures, they are responding to your inner state. And this is why many fail in love, many experience delays, confusion, or frustration. They speak words without feeling, repeat affirmation and deadbeat bar S without conviction, and imagine outcomes with doubt. The script is written, but it is feigned. T and without authority. You must breathe life into it. You must write it in bold, passionate strokes of certainty and love. When you sit quietly, imagine your SP looking at you with warmth and recognition. Feel the connection, feel the acceptance, feel the joy of being together. Then whisper inwardly, they feel me. We are united in heart and mind. Every moment draws us closer. This is the essence of the secret script. It is not about what you say, they already feel it before the words exist. The outer world is simply a reflection of what the inner mind has already authored. You see, imagination is not fantasy. It is the creative power that gives life to all form. Every word you imagine, every feeling you experience is recorded by your subconscious and sent outward in vibration. The script of T Tundi Arch in He Heart is not read by logic, but by the emotional resonance it creates. The more complete, the more vivid, the more charged with feeling, the more immediate its effect. It is not necessary to control your SPS thoughts or actions. That is impossible and unnecessary. You are not manipulating. You are recreating. The inner words, the script of love, desire, and unity, establishes the reality first, and the outer must follow. They cannot resist the vibration of certainty. When you know it inwardly, when you feel it completely, they must feel it too. You will notice signs as you practice this. MMTRSM memory surfaces, a glance lingers, a message arrives. These are confirmations, echoes of the secret script being read and mirrored by their subconscious. Every time you return to the feeling, every time you whisper inwardly the words of love and completion, you strengthen the current. The script gains endogenoous authority. It becomes impossible for your SP not to respond. So speak inwardly with power, clarity, and warmth. See them smiling at you in your imagination. Hear the unspoken words. Feel the quiet recognition. Let the script unfold naturally, not with struggle or effort, but with the ease of Somopelta Ne, who knows the end has already been reached. This is the secret script of the heart, and when is written in feeling, it cannot fail. Remember, distance, time, and circumstance are powerless before the current of consciousness. The words you speak inwardly, saturated with the truth of your filia travel instantly. They awaken the part of your SP that already shares in your state, and the unseen responds with a fidelity that physical actions could never match. This is the language of creation, and it is always at your command. And as you continue to weave the secret script of the heart, we must come to understand the unparalleled power of faith over sight. For too long, people allow their outer senses to dictate their reality, relying on what they see, hear, or experience in the physical world to guide their belief. But the outer world is a mere reflection, a shadow cast by the in-and state. It cannot move you toward your desire. It only mirrors the current that has already been established within. True mastery lies in faith, the unwavering, unshakable conviction that what you desire is already real. When you think of your SP, do not look at absence or distance. Do not be swayed NDRD by delayed messages, by silence, or by appearances that suggest separation. Those things exist only in the realm of the physical, the temporary, the transient. In the unseen, all is whole, all is present, and all is completed. To act as if the outer were the guide is to live backwards. To live by faith, by assumption, by the inner knowing, is to align with the eternal truth that already exists. Faith is not a passive hope, it is an active assumption. It is the state of mind that occupies the end, that knows and feels the fulfillment as though it has already occurred. You must become so immersive, Archer said, in that state that it permeates every thought, every feeling, every word. When you imagine your SP gazing at you with love or feeling the magnetic pull of your presence, do not imagine it as a possibility. Imagine it as fact. Feel it as fact. Live as if nothing could be otherwise. That is faith and that is the bridge that spans any apparent separation. Many falter because they allow doubt to slip in unnoticed. Doubt is the enemy of faith, and it is the subtle thief that can erase the power of your inner words. When a thought arises, perhaps they do not feel the same. Immediately replace INDRT with the certainty of feeling. Whisper inwardly, they feel me now. Our connection is complete. We are already united. The more consistently you occupy this state, the more your outer world must comply. The law of consciousness is absolute. The unseen must obey the inner state. Do not be fooled by the physical senses. They are but a surface, a veil that hides the truth of what is real. What you see, hear, and touch are simply reflections of what has already been assumed inwardly. If you see absence, it is because you have assumed absence. If you see delay, it is because you have assumed barley. Change the assumption, change the state, and the outer world follows instantly. Faith is not belief in what you hope for. It is recognition of what already exists in the invisible. And as you practice this, you will notice a remarkable thing. Your SP begins to respond, not because you have forced MBRD them, not because you have asked, but because your inner state has shifted and their reflection in the outer world cannot resist the vibration, a glance, a word, a sudden thought of you. They are all signals that the inner assumption has reached the surface. You did not create these moments. You, O Bidinat and Enlai, prepared the inner soil for them to bloom. Every time you return to the feeling of fulfillment, you strengthen the current that carries the message to your SP. Do not allow impatience to tempt you. Do not wait for evidence before you feel completion. The evidence is irrelevant. It is merely the echo of your inner word. The law operates in perfect order, and it is the inner state, faith-filled assumption, that sets everything in motion. Imagine for a moment, living in the end every day. You feel your SP near, smiling, thinking of you, drawn to your presence. You act not from desperatio, but from the quiet knowledge of completion. You walk through your day, radiating the certainty that all is already done. That is the state that moves reality. That is the silent, irresistible force that causes your SP to feel your presence, even before the outer world confirms it. You see, faith is not something to hope for. It is something to inhabit. It is the awareness that your desire is already fulfilled and your SP already shares in the same state. Once you grasp this, you are free from the tyranny of the senses. You no longer need to chase, to plead, to doubt. Your SP is already respond NTR-ding within the unseen, and the outer world is simply catching up. Every word, every feeling, every assumption resonates across the shared field of consciousness. It is unseen, yet undeniable. So let your inner state be unwavering. Let your words within be clothed in certainty, love, and completion. Let your imagination not drift into longing, but rest firmly in the end. Faith is the invisible current that carries your secret script to your SP. When you hold it, when you embody it, when you live as if your desire is already reality, nothing can resist it. The unseen moves instantly, the bridge of feeling is complete, and your SP feels it as surely as you do. And as you maintain this unwavering faith, you begin to understand the true nature of manifesting union instantly. The process is not external. It is entirely internal. It does not depend upon gestures, conversations, or actions in THMBRE physical world. It depends upon the inner state you occupy, the certainty you nurture, and the feeling of having already received. Your SP is not influenced by what you do. They are moved by what you are. And what you are is the vibration you emit silently from within. When you fully embody the establishment of already being united, every thought, every word, every feeling carries that current into the shared consciousness. You do not need to repeat phrases without feeling, nor do you need to plead for attention. The moment your inner speech is fully saturated with certainty and love, the unseen bridge G's itself between you and your SP, and they respond automatically, effortlessly, invisibly. It is the natural law of attraction, the law of unity, and it is instantaneous when felt with authenticity. Do not be deceived by appearances. You may not yet see the reflection in the physical world, but THMTRE unseen has already moved. The energy you hold within reaches across distance and time, awakening recognition in your SP that they themselves may not yet understand. It is not manipulation, it is alignment. You are not forcing the will of another. You are claiming your own state, and the other is Dr. Borson on naturally to the same vibration. It is the power of consciousness acting as O, nay. Imagine yourself already embraced, already acknowledged, already cherished. Feel the joy, the warmth, the effortless connection. Let every part of your being resonate with that experience. Do not wonder how or when it will manifest in the physical. That is the concern of the outer world. Your concern is the inner state, for it is the inner state that must be complete before the outer can reflect it. When your SP senses the tone of completion in your consciousness, they cannot resist responding. The current is irresistible, the connection undeniable. Every time you imagine, every time you whisper inwardly, we are one, we are united, we are complete, you strengthen this invisible bond. The bridge of feeling grows more solid with each sincere assumption. Every word carries weight, every thought carries L and EV. Every emotion becomes a messenger that cannot fail. You have created a current that flows between you and your SP, whether consciously aware or not, must align with it. The law cannot ignore its own energy. Consider the subtle signs you may observe as this unfolds. A sudden thought of you, Arasi Bordes, in their mind. A dream brings them close. A glance lingers longer than before. These are not accidents. They are echoes of the current you have established. They are proof that your inner speech, charged with feeling, has crossed the distance. You do not need to question the timing or the method. The unseen is always faithful to the vibration you emit. It is essential to maintain calm, steady confidence. Avoid the temptation to doubt or to seek proof. Doubt weakens the bridge while certainty strengthens it. When your SP is aware of your presence in their consciousness, it will be drawn not to a rally without struggle, without persuasion, without conflict. The law of unity moves faster than time, swifter than words, and it responds only to the emotional and vibrational reality you hold within. You must live each day from the end. Imagine the fulfillment of your desire with vividness and the feeling. Let your inner words not be mere affirmations, but declarations of reality. They feel me. We are one. Our love is complete and irresistible. Say this inwardly. Feel it in your bones, and know that the law responds to such clarity and conviction. Your SP will feel it, even if the PCNBI Cal world has yet to reflect it. Every part of this practice depends upon emotional fidelity. Words alone are insufficient without feeling. Thoughts alone are insufficient without conviction. When your inner speech, your imagination, your feeling, and your faith converge, the law must act. Your SPC and not resist the call, your unified state, for it is not a request. They are responding to the truth you have declared and inhabited. The art of manifesting union instantly is therefore the art of self-mastery. You do not act to control the other, you act to master yourself, to dwell in the state O in bar F fulfillment, and to speak inwardly with unwavering certainty. The law of consciousness, once engaged, carries the message across the invisible field. Your SP feels it. The bridge is complete. Connection is restored. The union is inevitable. The unseen realm is moved. And the outer world will fall and be our hour. And now, as we draw this understanding to its full circle, remember this: the power has never been outside of you. It has always resided in the still, silent, and feeling-filled words of your imagination. Every whisper within, every certainty held in your heart, every I am spoken in conviction and BR has shaped reality long before the eyes could see it. Your SP responds not to your outer efforts, but to the unshakable state you occupy inside. Hold fast to the truth that love, unity, and connection already exist in the invisible. Speak your inner words with authority, feel them as real, and rest in the knowing that the law of consciousness cannot fail. The bridge of feeling is complete. Your SP feels it. Union manifests effortlessly, naturally, and instantly when your inner world declares it so. Live from this end, act from this end, and let the invisible do its perfect work. You are the imbar and stir of your inner realm, and all outer evidence will obey the vibration you have established. Let love, certainty, and faith guide your inner speech, and watch as the unseen brings forth the reality you have imagined with power, clarity, and ease.